Ever feel like your brain's got a few too many tabs open? Like
Hmm.
all the time.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, today's deep dive, it might just be the mental declutter you need. We're diving into Between Genes and Memes by Krishna Kumar.
Oh, I've heard of that. It has some pretty rave reviews, hasn't it? Neuroscientists, futurists.
Even dancers, apparently.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point Kumar's making, that
Yeah.
philosophical thinking. It's not just for academics, it's for everyone.
Right. It's like philosophy in everyday life.
Exactly.
Wow.
And he makes it really accessible, even fun, with these thought experiments he uses.
Speaking of fun, have you heard the story about Kumar and the tea specialist?
No, tell me.
So Kumar's talking to this tea expert, right? And the guy's like, once you've had real Darjeeling, it changes how you see tea forever. And Kumar, he calls these Darjeeling tea moments, those experiences that shift your whole perspective.
Oh, I like that. Like, we all have those moments, right, where something just clicks and you see the world differently.
Exactly. And Kumar's book, it's full of these little aha moments.
It is. One that really struck me was the one about planting ideas versus planting trees.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
With a tree, you plant it, you see it grow, right? You
Mm.
see the impact. But ideas, it's different.
Their impact is real, for sure, but it's often hidden. Like, you might never know how far your influence reaches.
It's like dropping a pebble in a pond, right? The ripples, they keep going.
And going. Makes you think about your own work differently, doesn't it?
It really does. It's not always about instant results, but the subtle ways we contribute to something bigger.
Absolutely. Speaking of seeing things differently, there's that other thought experiment about thinking like an outsider.
Oh, yeah, that one's great.
Yeah.
Like, if you were an alien visiting Earth for the first time, what would seem strange to you about the way we do things?
Exactly. We get so used to our own ways of seeing the world, we forget to question them.
Totally. And speaking of questioning things, I have to bring up the monk or monkey thought experiment.
Ah, yes. The constant battle for our attention.
Right. It's like, are we going to be present in the moment, like the monk, or are we going to be constantly distracted, like the monkey?
And let's be honest, most of the time, we're the monkey, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this digital age.
So true. It's like this constant barrage of notifications, information overload.
It's exhausting. And that's why I think this monk or monkey idea is so powerful. It's a reminder to be more mindful, more intentional with our attention.
Totally. To cultivate a little bit of that inner monk, even amidst the chaos.
Exactly. Which is easier said than done, right? But that's the challenge Kumar's putting to us.
And it's not just about attention either. It's about finding meaning in a world that often feels meaningless, right?
Absolutely. We're bombarded with messages about what we should want, who we should be.
And it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters.
Right. And that's where I think Kumar's book really shines. He gives us these tools, these thought experiments to cut through the noise and find our own path.
It's like everyone's caught up in this comparison game,
Mm.
especially online.
Oh, totally. It's like this constant highlight reel.
Exactly. And it's easy to forget that everyone's just showcasing their best selves online, right?
Absolutely. And this is where I think Kumar's concept of experts with relative knowledge comes in.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's like everyone's an expert online until you dig a little deeper. Right?
So true. And even then, it's like, who are we really getting our information from? And what are their biases?
Right. It's a call for critical thinking, for
Mhm.
sure. And it's not just about facts and figures either.
It's about this pressure to curate this perfect online persona.
Oh, absolutely. Like, reputation makes you a slave, as Kumar puts it.
Ugh, it's so true. It's like we're so busy trying to maintain this image online that we forget to live our actual lives.
And we lose sight of who we really are.
Exactly. It's like, what are we even striving for? Like
Uh,
likes, followers. Is that really what defines success?
Right. And it's interesting because Kumar, he makes this really thought-provoking comparison between coins and bitcoins.
Okay. Help me understand that one.
So coins, right. Tangible, you can hold them in your hand. Their value, it's pretty clear. But bitcoins, it's all digital, built on this system of trust that can feel kind of abstract.
I see what you're saying.
It's like he's saying we've shifted from these physical markers of value to something far more intangible. And it makes you think, how does that change how we view success?
That's a really interesting way to look at it. It's wild, right? We were talking about coins versus bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute, and then bam, we're in the deep end thinking about what really matters.
Kumar's got a way of doing that, doesn't he? Taking these everyday things and
Yeah.
making you see them in a whole new light.
He does. And it's not just about the digital world either, is it?
Hmm?
He also talks about finding meaning in a broader sense. Like he uses his own life experiences as examples, right?
He does. He's really open about how his upbringing shaped his views, you
Yeah.
know, how he learned to deal with uncertainty, how he found his own sense of purpose.
Which is really interesting because you'd think in this day and age, with all the opportunities we have, finding meaning would be easy, right?
You'd think so. But Kumar, he argues that it's actually harder than ever.
And why is that? I mean, we have access to more information, more stuff than ever before.
Right. It's like that analogy he uses about you are the Roman emperor.
Oh, right.
Like imagine having more wealth, more luxury than you could ever dream of.
But still feeling empty.
Exactly. It's like Kumar saying, true fulfillment, it doesn't come from things, it comes from something deeper.
So how do we find that something deeper in a world that's constantly telling us what we should want?
Well, for one thing, he reminds us that life, it doesn't always go according to plan. Remember the chicken's life analogy?
Oh, yeah, that one kind of freaked me out, to be honest.
Right. But it makes you think, doesn't it? Like we go about our lives thinking we've got it all figured out, and then bam, something unexpected happens.
And it reminds us to appreciate what we have while we have it.
Exactly. And to be adaptable, because change, it's inevitable, right?
For sure. So how do we find that unshakable sense of meaning even when things around us are constantly changing?
Well, I think that's what Kumar's getting at with that whole idea of life beyond hunts, harvests, and hashtags.
Okay, break that down for me.
It's like he's challenging us to find purpose beyond the everyday grind, beyond the digital noise.
To figure out what truly matters to us, not what society tells us to care about.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, he doesn't just leave us hanging with these big existential questions. He gives us practical tools too, like those bite-sized insights.
Oh, I love those. They're like little nuggets of wisdom you can actually apply to your life.
Right. Like internalize. Make attitudes or behavior part of one's nature by learning or unconscious assimilation. Reading a book is an active process.
So good. It's a reminder that knowledge, it's not just about reading a book and putting it back on the shelf.
It's about really absorbing it, letting it change how you see the world.
Exactly. Or how about this one? We begin by coveting what we see every day.
Oh, that's a good one. So true, though.
It is. It's like we're constantly bombarded with images of what we should want, what will make us happy.
Yeah.
No wonder we feel so dissatisfied.
Right. And that's why it's so important to be mindful of what we're consuming, you know, what we're reading, watching, scrolling through.
Totally. Okay, but I have to ask, what about that bite-sized insight? You know, the one, adults are just obsolete children and the hell with them.
Oh, I love that one. It's so cheeky, but also kind of true.
Right. It's like, when did we forget how to just play, to be curious, to not take ourselves so seriously?
Exactly. And I think Kumar's reminding us that it's okay to hold on to that childlike wonder. It's okay to have fun.
Because life is too short to be so serious all the time, right?
I meant that.
So to wrap things up, if you're looking for a book that will make you think, make you question, make you see the world in a new light.
And maybe even make you laugh along the way.
Between Genes and Memes by Krishna Kumar is definitely worth checking out.
It's a great read, packed with thought-provoking ideas and practical wisdom.
And on that note, we'll leave you to your own deep dive.